think Mallory talks me off a cliff once.
You talk me off a lot of cliffs with that.
Same.
You're better at that than I. She's been in the public eye for longer than I have and has dealt with this. I can't imagine dealing with this in my formative years like she had to. Social media wasn't that big then, though, I guess. But
no, I feel like I talk her off cliffs of like more personal, like the personal attacks, which we all get. She talks me off the cliffs of like mom attacks.
You know, I always try to think about that person and think, okay, here they are on their, they're on their phones all day long if they're the people that are spewing hate. And I'm just like, what's missing for them in their parenting journey that they feel like this? They have to expel this. But still, I mean, it hurts every time you read it. And especially because things that they say are so untrue that I get offended if people say something about her. She gets offended. Like you don't even know her. Like how can you say that, But luckily, we don't have too much hate coming our way. I feel grateful of that.
It's not possible to be a perfect mom. It's literally not. And I would say for me, if you love your child, you're doing enough.
Yeah.
Everything else is just like a choice that day.
Yeah, a choice that day.
Yeah.
I would also say to people, I think so many times we're in a very visual world where everybody's on their phone and you're seeing everybody being a shining star as a mother. And you're trying sometimes to implement those things. You're like, oh, look at them. They were at Disney World, or like they were making cookies with their kids. I'm going to do those things. And then you get in the middle of making cookies and it's a total nightmare. And there's flour everywhere. And now you got to clean up for 45 minutes. And like, it just feels worse.
And you're like, how did they make it look so beautiful and easy and wonderful?
Yeah, because it's like they got 3 people behind the scenes and there was a photographer there and it was lit. Like I think you have to do what you have to assess, like what feels good, like in motherhood for you. When you feel like you're being the best parent, like what are you doing? Not what looks like good motherhood. I try to do that in my own life. Last Christmas, I was like, I'm doing what one of my friends said this to me, do what feels like Christmas, not what looks like Christmas. Because like the cookie making, that looks like Christmas and it looks like it would be fun. It is not fun in my house. My kids are eating raw eggs and putting their shells in it and it's just everywhere. And I was like, well, what feels like Christmas is putting them in the back of the car. Sometimes we can turn on a Christmas movie. I don't even care if they're watching the screens. And we can drive and look at Christmas lights or like go, it's what feels like being a good mom to you. When do you feel like a good mom? And do more of those types of things and not the things that look like what you think being a good mom looks like.
You also have to remember 99.9% of the time, nobody on social media is going to show the meltdowns that they're having every single day.
True.
So
yes, I don't show the meltdowns.
If they show the most beautiful picture of Disney World, they're not showing the absolute hysterical crying fit that happens 2 seconds later because the kid gets overtired and overstimulated.
It's harder to describe, so people don't talk about it. It's much easier to say, like, have you stayed up all night with a screaming baby?
Yeah.
Like, we have done that a lot.
Yeah.
And it's much easier to articulate that than like when you wake them up in the morning and they smile, or you unzip them out of their little sleep sacks. Like, you don't go up to people and say that. Like, have you ever unzipped a baby from a sleep sack at 7 a.m.? Like, I think that's a perspective shift. My grandma used to always say, like, when you wake up in the morning, you can say, good Lord, it's morning, or good morning, Lord. And I always try to remember that.
Perspective changed so much with the second kid.
Yes.
Because I felt like with the first kid, I was like, oh, I can't wait till we sleep through the night. Oh, I can't wait till she can feed herself with a bottle. I can't wait for, like, I was always wishing for the next milestone. And with our son, our second, I remember, like, Andrew and I would argue who got to stay up all night with the baby that night, because there's something, it's so fleeting and it's so fast and it's literally just a phase that you'll never get back. I truly enjoyed staying up the first few months and like rocking them to sleep and nursing in the middle of the night. Like it changes.
Yeah. Because you also know like how fast it goes. The first time you've never been there before. And there are certain things in life that you hear from other people that you cannot realize fully until you're in it yourself. And then the second child, you just let go of so many expectations and so many things you have to do, right? I mean, I would drop a pacifier on the ground and I would have the antibacterial wipes.
Oh, yeah. Second one, you're like, you're fine.
It's fine.
Just keep
I don't know if that's our gummy or not, but whatever, you can eat it. it's a totally different ball game. And it's like, if we could just consciously like let go of some of that wishing for the next, or let go of some of that, what are people going to think if I do this wrong?
Our grass is always greener.
Parenting would be so much more enjoyable and pleasant. That's always my goal, and I feel like our goal too. Like, you want to enjoy it. It's so fast. It is like that.